Well, for a look at what's making news in print and online this morning, we're joined by Climate and Energy Director at the Australia Institute, Polly Hemming from Canberra. Polly, good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
So we're going to start with a story that's in The Guardian about ocean temperatures and something that's perhaps a bit of concern.
Yeah, a bit of concern. Probably slightly more.
Yes,
more than
more
a
than
bit.
that.
But yeah, the International Meteorological Organisation has declared officially that we are now in a state of El Niño, and what that means for Australia is that global temperatures are rising, but in Australia, as you know, or possibly know, El Niño means drier weather conditions, increased likelihood of bushfires. So we've just been in a state of La Niña, and what that means is more rain, more vegetation. So we have, more biomass across the country, and once that starts to dry out, of course, we're at increasing risk of bushfires.
Which is not a great thing. Of course, climate change makes bushfires, floods, other extreme weather events much more frequent. It's a very, very serious development. Not surprising, though. Are you hoping that will help, Polly, refocus the minds of policymakers on doing more to bring climate change under control?
Well, I really hope so. It shouldn't take a natural disaster or a climate change exacerbated disaster to spur governments to actually take more action. We do seem to have quite a reactive approach in Australia. And, of course, we had the Black Summer bushfires and then extreme flooding after that, and that seems to make everyone wake up. But what we want to do is be ready for those events and try and reduce the risk of those events as much as possible. And, La Niña and El Niño, they are cycles that would happen anyway, but they are exacerbated by a changing climate. They're made more frequent and worse, and unfortunately made more unpredictable. So we really need to be as ready as possible right now, not waiting until it might happen, or of course invariably it will happen.
Yeah. Now let's go to the Sydney Morning Herald, and still on that theme, Australia is being accused of under-reporting, in fact vastly under-reporting methane pollution. How serious is that, and what are the consequences?
Yeah, well, that does tie in beautifully to the previous story, because Australia is the world's third largest fossil fuel exporter, so we do have a direct impact on global climate change, and that has an impact on Australia's climate. And if we have been underestimating the amount of methane, which is a greenhouse gas, it contributes directly to global warming. If we've been underestimating that for I don't know how long, then that has quite serious implications for our ability to meet our domestic climate targets in Australia, but also the impact that Australia is having on climate change globally.